Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about Uranus transiting the 11th house in a natal chart. Now, on average, Uranus will traverse a house for approximately 7 years. However, if your house size is a little bit larger than average, then Uranus will be in there for a little bit of a longer duration. If your house size is a little bit smaller than average, then Uranus will be in there for a little bit of a shorter period. Well, anyway, people, the first thing I'll look at when Uranus transits one's natal 11th house, this could be a period where you may experience some upheavals, some disruptions and matters connected with friends. You might eradicate a number of friendships during this time, maybe friendships that are kind of monotonous, they might seem boring, might be discarded for ones that are really that are more interesting to you. You might be attracted to friends, acquaintances that might be, or you may connect with these people, I should say, friends, acquaintances that may be innovative, ingenious, eclectic, unorthodox. You might even connect with people that might be iconoclastic even during this time. This could be a time where you have a number of ups and downs with friends and unpredictable events connected with them. I had a friend that I spoke to on the phone during this time when I had this transit, and I hadn't seen him in a number of years. And the thing is, what I thought was interesting too, after we had rekindled our friendship, during this transit as well, he had ended our friendship, and he wound up ultimately blocking and deleting me on Facebook. So there's a lot of ups and downs there could be experienced as far as friends go during this transit. You could also have perhaps some unusual aspirations during this time. That for example, like being a stuntsman or a bounty hunter or something, or just something that might be a little bit different and very unique. The aspirations might also be tied in with computers, something with computers, electronics, esoteric subjects such as astrology, even something connected with innovation during this time. Also, we look at the 11th house. The 11th house is also associated with groups and organizations. Well, it may be a time where you join some kind of group that might be a little bit unusual, might seem bizarre to others, or it could be something Uranus-like. It could be something connected with aeronautics or modern, I guess you could say, new technology, maybe things connected with innovation. It could be something perhaps connected with computers or electronics. It could be a period where when you have this transit that the internet, computers, electronics, they might figure more prominently in your life scheme than usual. This could also be a time when you look at the 11th house can also be associated with computers, and during this time I'd suggest be extra careful with matters with your computers as far as potential malicious viruses. When I had this transit, I had at least one really bizarre virus hit my computer. It would take too long to explain what it was, and you may not believe it if I explained it, but you couldn't even really make this stuff up. And it was very strange, and it was so bad. I wound up, I couldn't exit the box, or I had to just eventually turn the computer off and start all over, and it was just terrible. There was like I couldn't exit out. And anyway, the thing about it is, I'm not saying your computer is necessarily going to go haywire during this transit, but it's very, I think it's critical, essential at this time. If you haven't done many scans on your computers for viruses, I would make sure you take the precautions, do your scans, update your protection, whatever you need to do during this time as far as this goes. And really, this could also be a time where really you might say, if you have any stepchildren, well, they might exhibit perhaps some maybe ingenious or even genius qualities during this time. They might be even acting maybe a little bit more unorthodox or unconventional than usual. And keep in mind, too, that Uranus can be connected with things that are unanticipated and things that can be very extemporaneous or spontaneous. The 11th house does govern stepchildren, so it could signify in some cases maybe a quick abrupt arrival of a stepchild, which of course would come through marriage to somebody that already has children from another husband or wife. So those are some things to look at as far as this transit goes. And anyway, it's also important to look at the aspects, if any, that are made to your natal planets and points by this transit, as this could impact the transit. Let's say, for example, that you transiting Uranus in your natal 11th house is making a sextile or trine to your natal sun. Well, this could perhaps be advantageous for finding new ways to increase your vitality, stamina, and energy. And being in the 11th house, perhaps this could be maybe tied in perhaps to groups that you're involved in. It could be tied in to your aspirations, perhaps, and it could be perhaps maybe through friendships and acquaintances even during this time. And really, another example is, let's say that transiting Uranus in your natal 11th house is making a square in conjunct or opposition to your natal moon. Well, this could be a period perhaps of erratic and sporadic emotions, and it could also indicate that unanticipated change, disruption may conflict with your emotional needs, perhaps. And given that it's in the 11th house, it could be connected with upheavals and matters with friends, with acquaintances, maybe even with your goals and aspirations, and even stepchildren if you do have any. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Uranus transiting the 11th house in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about Uranus transiting the 12th house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.